Today, we've come here to discover how to get the most out of your ITSM using Opsgenie and Jira Service Management. And for this presentation, please welcome Mamta, our great consultant in the UK. Over to you, Mamta.
Thank you, Anthony. I hope everyone's doing okay. And as I can see that you all can hear me okay, so I've not seen any comments. So we will just get started. I've had about 2.5 years of experience at Valiantis working as part of our ITSM team. And today I'm going to show you a really specific feature of the Jira Service Management Cloud and how that meets with the new Opsgenie functionality that's come in. Okay, so today's agenda is really brief. We are going to have a quick overview of Opsgenie and then look at the really specific set of incident management from within your Jira Service Management project. After that, I will show you a quick demo and open the floor to any questions. So what is Opsgenie? It is a modern incident management platform that ensures all incidents are never missed and actions are taken at the right time. And this is really critical in today's world when we're all working remotely, where you have alerts coming in from different systems. You want to ensure that your employees or yourself are not flooded with notifications and you're responding to the things that need your attention. So in typical incident management scenarios, when an incident occurs, your monitoring tools such as Nagios, AWS, SolarWinds, etc., they look at your systems and ping out notifications. But if that's not set up properly within the business, it notifies everyone and you just don't know what to prioritize. You miss those notifications and it results in an increased response time. Whereas with Opsgenie, it's sort of a platform that sits in the middle of all these tools, and it filters the noise based on a really simple user interface that is non-coded and easy for you to set up. So that way it reduces the noise, allows you to prioritize and categorize your alerts, and result in a decreased response time. The app is also really flexible in the sense that it has multi-channel functionality. So it enables you to respond via the web interface, text, phone call, or even the mobile app. So that allows you to be more responsive. Now, before we go into today's demonstration, a quick understanding of users and roles would be helpful. Also because as within the Atlassian ecosystem, there are a lot of parallels drawn between Jira and Opsgenie, and this is a key concept to understand to better set up the projects for yourself, right? So within Opsgenie, you have 3 roles: owners, administrators, and responders. Okay. So owners are your site owners who create the site, who manage all your billing requirements, and you can only have one owner, so it shouldn't be owners, it should be just a owner. Responders is the basic level of access that is needed. Okay, so that's a licensed user. You need to be able to respond and acknowledge or comment or close alerts as time goes by. And administrators, as with other tools, they can build configurations, they can add users, remove users, have more admin rights, basically. The concept here to understand is that there is no group functionality in Opsgenie. It's all strictly role-based. So every user gets a role. And that is what would help clarify what we see on the screen today as part of the demonstration. So here's a quick diagrammatic overview of how it works. So on the left, you can see that there's an example of a monitoring tool, which is Nagios. And Nagios would create an alert and send it to Opsgenie. Now, Opsgenie can talk bidirectionally or one-directionally to the applications it's connected to. So here, for example, once the monitoring tool sends an alert into Opsgenie, it can then create issue in Jira, or it could even send an alert into Teams, right? And this could be done based on automation rules or based on manual triggers, like adding a comment or closing the ticket or commenting on the ticket. Same way, it can be done bidirectionally. So when you create a ticket in Jira based on some rules, you can create or acknowledge or close a ticket in Opsgenie. In Teams and Slack, you can use the chat line to tag and comment on the Opsgenie bot and acknowledge or close or create alerts from within your chat line. And then there's a native application as well. So you can do all of those within the web or the mobile-based application. So today's module is going to really focus on incident management with Jira Service Management. So we're not going to go into the big overview of Opsgenie and how to set it up, but we're going to look at the specific use case that has allowed teams to work together more seamlessly. In order to better understand that, we need to know what is incident management and define that. An alert in Opsgenie is basically telling you that your systems are running okay, whereas an incident is telling you that something has gone wrong and it's an unplanned event or a service interruption. And a lot of your business resources are thrown to respond to that incident and ensure that it's returned to its operational state. In order for businesses to do that, it is very important that a well-defined incident management process exists. So you could have all the Jiras and Opsgenies in there to allow you to do that, but unless the process is not set up seamlessly, it won't help your use case, right? So that is what the webinar is going to show you today. So Atlassian's cloud-first strategy combines the features of both applications out of the box. So you're not paying for the applications separately anymore. The features are combined, and it allows your service desk teams and your operations teams to work together more efficiently. Okay, so looking at who's on call, who's available, and sending those major incidents to them to look while you monitor your service desk or vice versa. Okay. So I'm going to give it just 30 seconds to swap my screen, and I will show you the demo for today. Apologies, give me a second. This is my Jira Service Management cloud environment, and I have come into my Opsgenie project and into my incident queues, right? Now, those of you who use Jira Service Management would have now noticed this functionality being released to you as part of your bi-monthly or your monthly releases as per your subscription. Okay, so you have a change calendar and you have these options of services, alerts, or on-call, which is your Opsgenie functionality. So if you click into that, it takes you into Opsgenie, which I will show you first and then come back into Jira just so you know what's going on from a configuration perspective, and then show you the user experience. At Opsgenie, similar to your other Atlassian applications, it's all seamlessly connected, but they open in new tabs in your browsers, right? So the first thing you see are your alerts telling you something's okay, something's down for maintenance, or something's not right. You would see your incidents over here, and you would see your teams over here. Okay, so in this demo, we have a first responder team. My colleague Hina is on call today. I am on call tomorrow, as an example. You can see the escalation policies, and particular routing rules. You can see the integrations, the services that are available. So there's a Barcelona VPN, a Sydney VPN, Workday HR, and Mural. And a quick overview of who's on call, the analytic reportings, and the settings, because I'm an administrator. So it's all been set up, and that's important to note once we go into how this works seamlessly. Today, I'm working on my service desk, and I come into work and I see that there are a lot of tickets coming on about the VPN, okay, since maybe over a week, but it's still ongoing. So as in true Jira Service Management fashion, I would pick up the ticket from my queue and see all the information before I decide how to triage it and take it forward. So I'm unable to, the customer is unable to log into the VPN, customer being the internal employee, put in details, they've added the affected services. Note that these are the same services that were in Opsgenie. Any linked major incidents, I can see that this was already closed, but this incident is still not closed. Duplicate issues and your standard Jira panels of your SLAs, further details on user information request types, right? So what do I do to ensure that this doesn't happen again or this doesn't keep repeating itself? I send it to the operations team by creating a major incident right from within the request raised by the employee. It says there's one ongoing major incident, but I'm going to create another one for the purposes of this demo to say there's an impacted Sydney VPN, there's another major incident, employees, oops, sorry about that. Employees are still unable to log into the VPN. There's a description. This issue has still been occurring since last week. Let's look into this ASAP. It's priority one. It's priority one. Now, Jira is picking up a lot of things when they're linked to tickets, right? So it's realized that there is a duplicate incident. And if I untick that, it doesn't let me create the major incident going forward. So they've built the integration in such a way to tell you that, look, there's something else affecting the same service. So if you are creating a major incident, you better link all the request types that are created to it so the operations team can triage it faster. So if I click into that, you can see my incident within Opsgenie. The summary from how I created within Jira, the description, the priority. I can add tags over there. I can see the impacted service. Maybe I want to add another one. A key point to note here is that Jira has custom fields, but Opsgenie doesn't. So any custom fields other than obviously priority, description, and summary, which are system fields, would go into this extra properties bit. So if you had, a location field or anything else, they would come in here. So there's no concept of screen schemes, etc., and all of that there. You can see the Jira Service Management requests linked to. There is a post-mortem functionality that can only be created for resolved or closed incidents. On the right-hand side, you can see communication information. So sending stakeholder updates, which is to wider SLT teams in the form of emails, not your base level responders. You can associate different alerts. So if there's data coming in from Jira about the Sydney VPN, and there's data coming from within Opsgenie to other teams within the Sydney, with regards to the Sydney VPN, you can link that over here. And you can add different responders. Maybe I need a second responder team. Okay. And an incident timeline is really important because in your postmortem or status updates, this allows you to actually see what's happening as the incident is ongoing and being resolved. You can filter on that and add a manual entry as well if you need to backdate it. This is a timer that tells you the impact duration of the incident, the elapsed time, statuses, and just more options to add or remove responders and add stakeholders. Okay. So I could add information here as Sydney. Oops, sorry. Spelled that wrong, but it's okay, just a bit of the nerves. And I decide to resolve the incident, just to show you the functionality. And if you've been paying attention to the screen, you can see that the postmortem has shifted right to the top, allowing your users that ability and reminding them that, hey, the incident has been resolved, but let's document it. Let's build that repository of knowledge, so we can respond to these incidents faster going forward. Right? So I click Create Postmortem. As the summary description, as the executive summary, what's the lead up, fault detection, root causes, all of that, right? There is an analytics report generated from within the Opsgenie reporting interface that allows you to look at that information in detail. You can add more attachments, add other related incidents. So I could link the one that was previously created for the Sydney VPN, what the details are, again, in a panel, and the timeline. Right. So if I do add related incidents, that's incident number 6. You can see it's in there. Very non-coded, very user-friendly. I want to edit this. After an overnight maintenance, we have had several issues with the VPN. What's the exact fault? What time it was detected? You can format it, change the color, add lists, more links, images within it, a table, so making it a proper document for you. And this can be reviewed by different employees across the business. So in draft, review, published. And in true Atlassian fashion, to bring all the elements together, this can also be exported to Confluence if you have a Confluence subscription. So that allows you to have all your knowledge management in one place, your tickets in one place, your major incidents in one place, but they can all speak to each other and be linked across that as well. And that sort of brings it to the end of that module. But a quick point to note here as well is that even though I would have closed the major incident and resolved it, as you can see, nothing happens to this incident just yet. And businesses might see that as an advantage or a disadvantage. And I believe it's open to interpretation either way. For businesses that are based globally and who have teams spread across regions, in true ITIL fashion, they would not want their second line operations team closing incidents that are facing a customer portal or an employee portal. That is the job of your level 1 or employees or your service desk employees. So that's where this works, right? I can go in and say it's been investigated, cancelled, or close it as well, right? But some businesses might say, this was created 4 days ago. It's already been resolved. Our SLAs are going wrong. Why can't we just close that automatically? And my answer to that is that's a feature request that you should all raise via the Atlassian portal, because the automations work within Jira, but within Opsgenie, based on community feedback and forum, the decision has been made to keep that open as it is. Taking it a step further, you can then create your problem and your change tickets from within Jira, and then link it to your CI/CD repositories, have a change calendar functionality that allows you to see what changes are being duplicated, right? So quick summary of what we've seen so far. This is, like I said, a very specific module, hence we have had a sort of a 20-minute demo. You have the opportunity now with the newly updated features to see your business operations of second line support within Jira, taking you directly into Opsgenie. So you can see who's on call, what are any associated alerts, what are your services and their tier status and functionality that matches your Opsgenie information. You can now create major incidents from within Jira, linking that to Opsgenie, create your postmortem, export it to Confluence, but yet have the dynamic ability to manually close Jira ticket or create problem or change tickets based on your business process for any CI/CD releases or change requirements through your CAB. Right? So there you have it, incident management with Jira Service Management using Opsgenie. I am now done with my demo and presentations, and I would welcome any questions.